Hey everyone, today I'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Renew Your Vows 2-pack, Spider-Man in Marvel Spinneret. This is a find I wasn't expecting, to find in a Target when I walked in. I saw the Black Panther wave, didn't have a Black Panther, so yeah. But I looked down and I see this, and I was not going to buy this set because I had the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends 3-pack on pre-order at Hasbro Pulse, so I wasn't expecting to have this as being my main Spider-Man. This probably is still not going to be my main Spider-Man, but I really wanted this Spinneret figure, so I ended up buying a 2-pack. It was $52 for some reason, I don't even know. But yeah, plastic-free packaging. As you can see, there is no window. There's just cardboard, which is very interesting, which isn't actually looks as bad as I thought it would. I kind of like the artwork in the background with the 3D renders of the figures. But taking a look at the packaging, as you can see, no open window, closed box. You got 3D renders of the two figures. That's in this 2-pack. You got some artwork in the background. Spider-Man, Marvel Spinneret, Marvel Legends series up there. You got Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. There you have 3D renders right there as well. You got some artwork on the side as well. On the back, you got some more 3D renders of Spider-Man in a pretty cool pose, but I do not know what kind of pose that is that Spinneret's doing. I do not know what that is. And it shows all the accessories that both of them will come with. And you got no bios at all. That's disappointing. I thought there would be a bio somewhere on here. There isn't, as I can see. But yeah, on the bottom, you got Spider-Man right there. You got more legal stuff barcode. On the top, you got Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years. This is my first set from that 60 years line. And I hear that people are finding the Iron Spider. Hopefully, I find the Iron Spider because I really want that Iron Spider. He looks amazing. But yeah, yes, get these two out of the box. And it's actually really light, lighter than I thought it would be. But yeah, let's get these two open. Getting them out of the packaging, this is a great 2-pack. I mean, there is some issues that I have to talk about. Maybe some warpage and stuff and some missing paint ash. But that's pretty minor. That annoys me. But we'll get into all of that, and I think we're first gonna start with Spider-Man. Mainly because it's Spider-Man. He's the main part of this 2-pack. Not the reason why I got the 2-pack. I got the 2-pack for Spinneret. But this is a really great Spider-Man. But I do have some issues on mine. Like the warpage right here. This side is more in, while this side is more out. I tried to take a hairdryer, heat it up to push it back in here. But that does not work. I do not know why. It's just not heating up for some reason enough for me to push it into its proper area. But I'm getting kind of used to it. It doesn't really bother me too much. What does bother me though is that giant gap in the head. Like, what were they thinking when they designed this? Like, that just looks absolutely ugly. That just looks terrible. It looks terrible. But the web lines are pretty clean along the figure. Not too much mishaps anywhere at all. Also, background's now black. I know I keep changing the background all the time. I keep changing where my review station is, but that, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I like best, and I'm trying this one out right now. Probably not gonna stick, but continuing on, the spider thing looks pretty good. Pinless arms now, so you don't have those red pins showing, which I guess is nice, and it looks pretty clean. What I do have an issue with is kind of the proportions. He has a big upper body, as you can see, but kind of tiny thighs. It doesn't really look the best, in my opinion. And too tiny, too big upper body. The thighs should have been bigger. I sound like Anthony's Customs right now. But yeah, that's honestly one of my only complaints with the figure. But the web lines continue up on the articulation. The articulation is pretty good as well. We'll talk about that more when we get into articulation. But yeah, web lines are pretty clean. It looks great besides the legs and like that part. but it looks great. Paint is clean on the back. It's a pretty nice looking figure, and I must say, it's a pretty nice looking figure. Yes, move on to Spinneret. And I have to say the same thing for Spinneret. Paint apps are pretty clean. Nothing really going on here. The red and the white look really, really good. The head sculpt looks really nice. Nothing wrong with that there. I like the mask. The hair sculpt is nice as well, like how it goes up into a little bun right there. And this is on the Shriek body mold, which has the pinless double jointed arms and double jointed knees. For a female, it is really, really nice. Love that articulation. I do have this though, which the lines do not connect right there, but that's just a minor issue. It's not like the Spider-Man where he has like multiple issues. Well, he only has like 3, but doesn't make me hate the figure. It's just it has more issues than this figure. But this figure is pretty nice. I love this figure more than I love the Spider-Man, because it's the main reason why I got this for the Spinneret figure, because it looks absolutely amazing. I do not know what's with the 2 holes on the back. Maybe they're planning on doing another figure, so with that needs a hole in the back. I don't know. But one of my issues with this figure is that the neck does look a bit too long for the body, especially when you turn to the side. The neck does look pretty long, so I kind of wish they drilled a hole farther into that head, so the head would just sit a little lower. Maybe would have made it a little bit better, in my opinion. But yeah, the paint does continue up to there. As you can see, web lines are clean and stuff, not like Dan Who, where her whole shoulder was just missing paint. Not like that. I am missing a little bit right there where her neck and her chest start. But yeah, that's the only issue I have with this figure, is just the that thing right there and the neck thing. That's a bigger issue than that though. Let's move on to accessories. This is going to be a pretty quick review. So for Mary Jane, she comes with unmasked head, and I think this looks good. Let me put it on the figure. There we go. And I think this looks pretty good. This looks really, really nice. I love this. Let me get Peter up here with his unmasked head as well. Oh, those are difficult to get on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, very, very nice. I really like that. If you want to display them like that, you can. They both look really good. Both have photoreal on it as well, which is pretty nice. And for the rest of the accessories, Spinneret comes with, let me get both of them standing up. Spinneret comes with 2 open hands, see right there, and 2 thwipping hands and 2 fisted hands that are in her. Spider-Man comes with 2 fisted hands, 2 thwipping hands, which are painted okay. I mean, there is some missing lines, if you can see that, which kind of sucks. And comes with 2 open hands, which also has missing lines on it. So what the heck is up with that, Hasbro? What is with that bullshit? But yeah, for the accessories, it is pretty nice. You do get a lot here. I guess it warrants the $57 price, the $56 price point plus tax. Well, it's $52, but plus tax, it's $56. But maybe they priced that much because he has toe joints. Who knows? But yeah. But let's talk about articulation. We're first going to start about Spinneret's articulation. There's a ball joint hinge up at the head, can look up that far, and can look... I paused the video because I forgot to talk about fucking size comparisons. Jesus Christ, give me a second while I can get some figures to compare these two with. The Spinneret next to Shriek, the body that she is based on. Here's Peter Parker next to the Shocker. And here he is next to Carnage. I don't know if it's just because the pose I have Carnage in, but he looks kind of taller than him. Now we can talk about articulation. I haven't done a review in so long that I forgot how to review stuff. So with Spinneret, ball joint hinge up at the head can look up that far, can look down that far. You do get some head tilt since the head does sit up very high. Can rotate, hinge at the shoulder, goes out to 90, can rotate around 360. Bicep rotation, double jointed bend at the elbow, although it is kind of stiff and tight. Might want to watch out for that. Rotation at the wrist, hinge side to side. You do have a diaphragm joint right here. It can crunch forward that far, crunch back pretty far. You got some side to side rotation. Excuse me. Ball joint at the hip can kick up that far, can kick back that far, can go out that far. Thigh rotation, single jointed, not double jointed bend at the knee, my idiot ass. Get you that far. Hinge at the ankle can go up, can go down. Talk about what? I mean, and ankle pivot. I don't know what I was about to say there. But I forgot to talk about these little separate pieces right here that sit on the feet. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but they look pretty nice. And Spinneret's articulation is pretty nice as well. For SpiderMan articulation, he has a little bit more than Spinneret. He can look up that far with that big ass gap. Can look down that far with another gap. Get some side to side with more gappage and rotation, and he even has a gap just standing there. The hinge at the shoulder can go up to about that far, can rotate around 360. Butterfly gets you some pretty decent range. I would like a little bit more range going forward, but it is pretty good. You get a bicep double bend at the elbow, which is very stiff on both sides, which is kind of frustrating. Rotation at the wrist can hinge out and in. You do have a diaphragm joint up here, ab crunch down there, so you can crunch forward that much. Hold on, his hips are kind of moving. Crunch forward that much, can crunch back that much. You do get some side to side, do that diaphragm and rotation. Of course, they're gonna break up the paint, but who cares? Ball joint at the hip can kick up. He does have drop down hips, which why doesn't even give him that much of a better range. But okay, he doesn't even give him that good side to side. I mean, fucking Spinneret can do more than that. Can do more out than that. She just has a ball joint. Like, just sculpt your shit better. Like, just put more range right there. Now I'm definitely sound like Anthony's Custom. Jesus Christ. Can kick back that much. Get a thigh rotation. Double bend at the knee, which is pretty smooth. The knees bend smoothly, which is nice. Boot rotation, ankle can hinge up, can hinge back, get ankle pivot, and a toe bend. Haven't really talked about that much on this channel for Marvel Legends, but yeah, people are craving about his toe bend on Spider-Man figures. Okay, you can bend his toe. I guess that's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is nice that he gets that extra point of articulation. But, like, it's a toe bend, okay? He can get lower to he can bend his toe. So what? Why are you getting so excited about that? Why do you want that on every freaking figure? Doesn't really matter. But overall, what do I think of this 2-pack? I think it's fucking amazing. The Spinneret figure is great. The paint apps are clean. The head sculpt is nice. Really, my only issue is just some of the paint apps are missing some web lines. Just some of them. You can't really notice them unless you're looking for them. And the head sits a bit too far up on the neck for me. For Spider-Man, paint apps are just as clean as Spinneret's, just missing a bit. The hands are missing a bit of web lines. The thighs are a bit too small compared to the rest of the body, and that head gap is just crazy. But yeah, Spinneret is my favorite figure. It is my favorite figure out of this 2-pack, definitely, because she has the least amount of issues. I know, bought a Spider-Man 2-pack not for Spider-Man. I bought it for Spinneret. But yeah, so rating this 2-pack as a whole. Well, let me rate the figures individually first. Spinneret, I'm gonna have to give a 9 out of 10. And Spider-Man, I'm sadly gonna have to give like a 8, because just those issues. The 8 isn't bad, but just those issues that I pointed out makes them lower than Spinneret. So this 2-pack as a whole, going to be a 9 out of 10 for me. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.